不知道这是哪里，我们先问话好了。还没有人吗？
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
你也蛮习惯的嘛。
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the Wet Boot Boys and the Communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
那你现在才说有点太晚，但是一般来讲，面对一个陌生人的提问，大家都这么健谈吗？你该小心点，这真是悲剧。
We're all truly alone in this world. You're lucky you learnt that early.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
我刚好看到他妈妈，不是他妈妈，在旁边的那个。
Do you know a man?
Sorry, sir.
Well, I don't think you should.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
人还不错哎。
So long, Rufus.
去找他说的那个黛西。
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
他现在这个反应才是正确的反应，不讲魅惑能力，原来是这样。
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne.
我在想，他这
And
种
yes,
声音
indeed.
是不是就在迷
Why not let a
惑？
doctor in?
就真的像艾文说的，
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most
我
these
就
days.
当自己家喽。
It's locked.
哇，他家什么东西都没有可以拿的，可恶，难怪让我进来，什么都不能拿啊！这里有，这里有。
That head, sir. Gentlemen are easy
好，我
targets
拿
in
完
these
了。
parts. So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope Factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
问题我感觉我不是医生啊，我比较想要做里长。
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
这个好人。
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Goodbye.
我很不想要这样猜测，但是根据现在
Let's grow eyes in the back of your
It's
head,
locked,
sir.
all right.
孝
Gentlemen
恩
are easy targets in these parts.
白教堂区的那个中心人物的状态来讲，我总感觉这4个区域的那个中心人物都是最后都会变成那个邪魔。是从这里进来的吗？是我们上次看到的。这个就是那个吗？吸血鬼。哎，我有讲过话了吗？哎呦哈！
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a...
Good evening.
Good
You
Of course I...
Thank you for your...
I'm still...
还有新的话吗？
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
对，因为我在想，因为刚刚有点像是上帝视角了啦，但是我觉得我们不吃它，就是换他们来攻击我们了，所以感觉好像要考虑把它吃掉，不然会跟那个一样。
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
等一下，
What? Who?
Sean...
How is it you can...
Well,
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. And with the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir.
我怎么觉得它后面的
Here's the
柜子
key
的
to get
形
in.
状有点怪
You're
怪的？
about to save many dry throats.
这它的形状是这样子。这有没有？这是修图过后是不是？
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her for sure.
What is bothering you then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
概率点，猫咪控啊，猫咪控啊！
Tom, I
heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
还是你还在忙？啊，等一下。啊，要么没队友，要么这个队友一起回我。完了，啊，找到2个人，完。
I believe he returned to his flock.
哦，没关系，我
Can you confirm
那我
that?
先跟。
I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
这一个酒桶的。后面你们人家在讲话，然后我一直看后面的柜子。
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
但他一定有修图。
Goodbye, Mr.
好吧，那你就是有修图。
These are good
啊
drinks
没有啦，
just
它是
as
一个
likely to
船
cause a
呐，它
problem
是一
as
个
to
船
solve
呐，
one.
不会的啦。这也可以进来欸，
I think drink no longer stirs.
终于可以拿。
I should just run as far away from this place as I
Few
can.
clients. What with the epidemic?
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
早知道一开始就不要问他们了，一开始问他们，然后现在要重
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You'd best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
哦，为什么不离开门？大家都没有安全，我没有什么好怕的。
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I got responsibilities. And it's not like I got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
而且 还有另外原因就是你们酒吧没什么客人，你应该蛮轻松的。
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it, neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
What?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye.
哇，问人也是有经验的，只是很少而已。
Damn it. I think drink no.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally.
Wow,
I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you.
上次也是你，这次也是你。
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt.
哇塞，
Personally,
是蛮
I
有
like
道
to
理
see
的。
mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb.
他衣服好性感，中间小开一个漏洞。
Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it, and now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is, I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
原来是一个逃避现实的人。
Is there anything in particular that you like about it? No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
那刚才不是说了吗？
Another time. Is there anything... Why are you so...
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Goodbye.
哎，我忘记跟他讲说我要找孝恩了。
Good evening.
What?
I'm looking.
I really don't know.
Who could?
About the SADs.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young.
大哥，你可以别再晃
Like
了吗？
everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. And to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
世界有这么糟
Do you
糕？
really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
哎，
I'm looking.
Oh,
Who?
about this.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
OK，
Goodbye.
啊，稍微等我一
So
下。
few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
确切来说，只有他、啊，只有戴森啊。大兴看着我的帅脸。Yeah.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming
Perhaps
to
I should
them.
shut the turquoise for a time.
Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.